If you're looking for a gentle 10-minute stretch routine that targets the whole lower body, then this video is perfect for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today I'm going to be revealing a 10-minute lower body stretching routine that's perfect for people over the age of 65 and for beginners. Now, stretching is such a great form of exercise for improving the length of a muscle and the mobility around a joint. That's why I like it so much. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite stretches, perfect for beginners. But just before I show you them, it's important to note these are not suitable for everyone. Make sure you get checked out by your doctor before you give them a try. If they cause you pain, definitely avoid them and don't do them against the advice of a healthcare professional. Anyway, let's have a look at the stretches now. So here's a gentle stretch routine for the whole lower body, perfect for beginners and people over the age of 65. So all you need to do for this routine is lie in your bed in a comfortable position with your head on the pillow. We're going to work our way all the way up the lower half of the body, starting with the calves. So to make this first stretch work, what we're going to do is grab a towel or a resistance band if you've got one at home. I'm just going to use a towel and we want to loop it so that it's in a band like this, so it's a sort of cylinder. Then we're going to bring one leg up towards us and we want to lasso the front of our foot with the towel like this. And all we're going to do is gently extend the leg and pull those toes back towards us. Now we don't want the leg to go perfectly straight because the idea here is not to stretch the hamstrings in the thigh, it's to stretch the calf muscle which lives here. So you're just going to pull the towel towards you, also trying to pull your toes up towards you at the same time. So we should feel a stretch just above the ankle in this bit here. We shouldn't yet feel a stretch here. If you do, just bend your knee a little bit more. And as with all of these stretches, we're going to hold them for 30 seconds each time. So once you've held for 30 seconds on that side, we're going to safely and gently swap over to the other side. So lasso your foot here, just put the towel around the front of the foot, extend the leg slightly and then pull those toes back towards you like this. So we're stretching the calf. We're going to keep our head relaxed throughout as we do it and hold for 30 seconds. Now with all of these stretches, we want to make sure that we're breathing throughout the movement. So it should be nice, gentle breaths, but quite deep into the lungs and then exhaling. And as we exhale, we want to relax into the stretch, just allowing that muscle to stretch a little bit further. So after you've done your 30 seconds there, you're going to get rid of your towel and we're going to move on to the next exercise. So the next thing we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, which moves us up to the back of the thigh here. So for this exercise, we're going to bring one leg up towards us. You're going to use your hands to just grasp behind the back of the thigh, and then we're going to extend that knee up towards the ceiling. Now, if you can see my foot here, we want to keep a floppy, relaxed foot. We definitely don't want to be pulling our toes up towards us like on the previous one. We want to keep our foot relaxed. And you're going to extend your knee as much as you can. Again, making sure to keep your head relaxed on the pillow. Now, this exercise is not suitable for people who have sciatica. Most people with sciatica will find this makes their sciatica feel worse. So if that's you, just avoid it. But for most people, a hamstring stretch is totally fine. So a 30-second stretch there is great, and then you can swap over to the other side. So clasping your hands behind the knee here, extending this leg up like this, holding for 30 seconds, just allowing that stretch to settle into the leg. Keep breathing. As you breathe out, you might find you're able to either pull the leg a bit further towards you or extend the knee further, depending on which one you prefer, and then relax back down. So the next exercise we're going to do is a gentle stretch for the hip. And this is a great stretch for the tensor fasciolata at the front of the hip here. And it's really nice for people who have stiff, tight hips and even people with sore knees. So you're going to start in this position here with your knees bent. One leg is going to come up and you're going to rest that ankle on the opposite leg here. One hand is going to grasp the leg just to bring the leg a bit further down the thigh, and then the other hand is going to go on top of your knee, and you're just going to push that leg away from you. So pushing the leg away to increase that position there like this. Okay, so we've got almost a figure 4 shape of the leg coming across us. Now when I do this, I can feel a stretch here and I can feel a stretch around the buttock as well. We're just going to hold that gentle stretch for 30 seconds. Then when we've done the 30 seconds, we can relax that, come over to the other side. So we're going to bring the ankle up onto the thigh, hold the leg, slide it down the thigh, put one hand on top like this and just push away. And again, with this stretch, I can feel a stretch here and I can feel a pull here. So again, hold for 30 seconds and then we'll move on to the next one. And the next one is very similar. It's a hip stretch as well, but this one stretches the glutes or the buttock muscles. So for this stretch, again, we're going to go to exactly the same setup. We're going to put your shin on top of your thigh, and instead of pushing away, this time we're going to pull up and across. So two hands now on the opposite knee, and we're just going to pull the leg up and across towards the opposite shoulder. So I've got my right knee here. I'm trying to imagine I'm pulling it towards my left shoulder. Now I can feel more of a stretch around the back of the hip here in the glute muscles. This is a really nice stretch for people with stiff, tight hips. Again, hold for 30 seconds and then we're going to move on to the next one. So we're going to relax that back down, pop the foot back down, bring this one up. The shin is going to rest on the thigh and then we're going to hold both hands on the knee, pulling that knee towards the right shoulder. So again, this time we're stretching this area here, and this is a really nice stretch just to loosen up those stiff, tight hips. So try and relax into it, hold for 30 seconds, and then we're going to relax back down. Now the next exercise we're going to do is going to come one step higher up into the spine. And this is less of a stretch, more of a mobility exercise, but it's one I really like for improving lower back pain. So this I call the knee roll. And what we're going to do here is keep the knees bent. You're going to have your hips and your shoulders and your head rested on the bed. And we're just going to allow both of our knees to roll over to one side, and just the hip can lift as well. We want to keep the shoulders down on the bed. Now when we get to here, most people can feel a bit of a pull coming around the spine like this. And you've got a choice here. You can either hold it and allow the stretch to happen, or you can roll straight away over to the other side and treat it almost like a mobilization where we go right through the movement and then come straight back to the other side. So for the purposes of this video, I'll show you both. So this is the stretch, we're just holding it still here. I like to keep my hands just on top of my body just to not allow the shoulders to lift up. But if you wanted to do it in the mobilization way, what you would do is you would just keep the movement going, rolling from side to side. I like to do this at the start and the end of a workout just to make sure my back is nice and loose. And that will help to improve your mobility in your lower back. So now we're going to move again, this time slightly further down. We're going to also use the back, but we're going to use the hips mostly here. So for this exercise, we're going to straighten one leg out like this. One knee is going to come up towards us. Now we're going to allow this leg to drop over, hold it with your hand like that, and just bring the body over the top. So now we're going to get a stretch in the glute. We're also getting a bit of a stretch around the back as well. Now to increase this, you can take your opposite hand and just allow it to fall over there. You should find that that increases the stretch in your back. And only do this exercise if you feel you've got the control to sort of keep yourself safely in that position. So I'd recommend again holding for 30 seconds, bringing yourself back to center, swapping sides, so bending the knee, straightening this one. This leg comes up to 90 degrees, then it comes across, have the hand over the top. This hand can go out here like this, and we're getting a lovely stretch all the way round. Again, holding for 30 seconds, breathing deeply. As you breathe out, you should notice you can just slightly increase the stretch a couple of millimeters if it feels comfortable to do so. And breathing smoothly throughout the set. And then once you've done that, you're going to come on to the final stretch here. And this is a nice stretch for a combination of the lower back and the hips again. And this we call a knee hug. So for this exercise, we start in this position again. One leg is going to come up towards us. You can either grab in front of the knee or behind the thigh, whichever feels more comfortable for you. And then you're just going to pull this leg up towards you as high as you feel you can. Now, if you have hip arthritis and this is painful, just stop before you get to pain. You don't want this to take it to the point where it's jabby or it feels sharp in your hip. But I like to just take this up into the point where I feel a little bit of restriction, and then just hold there. So again, you can do this in two different ways. You can either pull and hold for 30, or you can do gentle in and out type movements. Both are effective. Both are going to improve your mobility and flexibility and should help you to feel more mobile and have less hip pain. So once you've done that side, you can move on to the other one. So you bring this leg up like this, hands over the front like this, and just pull up towards you and relax. And again, pull up towards you and relax. This is the mobilization. If you wanted to stretch, you would just pull up and hold. And for those who feel more adventurous, or they feel like they can get more of their lower back involved, you can do both at the same time. So I'd recommend bringing one up at a time, hold it, then bring the other one up as well, and then you can pull both up towards you and either hold like a stretch like this, keeping the head on the pillow, or again, we can do a mobilization where we rock like this, keeping the head relaxed, making sure we're not bringing our nose up to meet our knees, pulling up and down. And if you prefer to keep it stretched, you could just pull up and breathe through the stretch. So there's my 10-minute stretching routine for the lower body. I hope that video has been useful for you. If it has, do drop a comment below if you found these stretches helpful. And if you want to get more from me, you can pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and you can find it on Amazon using the link below. It's got loads more exercises and stretches inside. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time in watching these videos. It means a lot to me. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.